Welcome to the Core Collective. Today, we're joined by Patrick Booth.
Heyo.
Andrew Yound.
Hey.
And Clay Wood.
Hi.
All right. Thank you again for joining us. Clay is going to start off by getting into some of those new HCUnits updates that he has added.
What?
Dude, Clay, you're
Hey
always
guys.
so good about updating, innovating.
Well, it's because I'm a user too. I want this stuff. After we talked about all the UI changes, many of the little tweaks and stuff I did last time, and then I decided to dig into probably what is one of the biggest feature requests I've had. I mean, I had just regularly, like one person a week asked for this. It was the ability to search for teams by a character. So like say that you have an idea for or you just want to see all the teams that like other people are building with Kong that are public, then you couldn't do it before. And I'll admit it was kind of a failing. What had happened was when I originally created HCUnits, I did have this functionality, but I had implemented it in a bad way. And so it was just so slow. And as we started to build more and more teams, it would take 30 seconds to run a query. And so I ended up having to shut it down because it was causing the server to crash. But I finally took a stab at optimizing it. And now you can search for teams. And as a part of the change, you no longer have to specify a team section in the meta tab or in the suggest teammates. You can just go and look across all of the parts of the team, and so it makes the meta a very more interesting set of data. So maybe that's the thing to do. Jeff, do you want to go to the meta and kind of take a look? Because I think we can see, because there are some units that are frequent on both, say, the sideline and the main force, but previously you'd have to treat them as two separate things. You wouldn't be able to see them together, see the stats combined together. Are you going to present, Jeff?
All right. So I am sharing my screen. Do you not see it?
Oh, I just can't. Here. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Okay.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that is probably most interesting is that just off the top of the bat, like we're so used to seeing Perdegaton sitting at the top of the list, but all of a sudden when you compare, main force to sideline, you're like, wow, these sideline units are actually even more prevalent than the main force characters.
Right. And then you get the equipment added in there too, just tomping everything.
Yeah, that's right. So you see like how dominant this +1 longsword is. And then of course, Ares and Mimic rounding out the top three. So it's, so you just see that like the main force alone just wasn't telling the whole story. It's all these other little things that people are doing, the Ares bomb being so potent. And then of course Fortify is like the solution to that. And there you see Beetlejuice sitting at number 6 he's way up on the list now because he's been on both, he's split between the sideline and the main force. And so now he's combined. So pretty interesting. And so if you really do want to, and if you want to go back to the old functionality and tear it down by just, the team section, I added that as a drop down there in the menu.
Over here?
Nope. The team section. 2 over to the left. Nope.
Oh. Yes.
3. There it is. There it is. So
boom, boom.
Go
okay,
back.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's
of
fun.
Course, Perdegaton back to the top, and then you go to all sections. So I have a quick question. So just a comparison, right? So we look at Longsword, 465 teams, 11 wins, 52%, right? Win rate, looks like. And then you go to Beetlejuice, who's only got 280 teams with 11%, with 11 wins, with a 91.7% win rate, it looks like. So what are those
That's a
numbers?
super small sample size.
What is that number?
Because you're only looking at 1 month, and there's only been one weekend.
Got you.
You
Okay.
gotta-
Yeah, and so yeah, take it back to March because there were many more interesting games that occurred then, and so you'd be able to see the win percentage become a much more interesting stat.
You know what you gotta get, Clay? You gotta get a date range.
Yeah. Well, it says month. You mean
No,
not
yeah,
within a
from-
single month?
yeah.
You mean within a window? Okay.
Last 12 months. Yeah.
That'd be
last
actually
week.
really good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because then you can get more aggregate
I could
data.
I could do
the
it.
sample size is so
I
small.
specifically chose month cadence because then it doesn't have to look at too much data. If people
Yeah.
go and start, choosing like 2 years of data, then there's a lot of
Well-
churn on the database. So
You
Technically,
still doing
couldn't you
those direct database calls? Okay.
yep.
Could you give
Gotta
them an
index the
option
whole
of
thing.
like 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? And that's it?
Yeah. That'd be a bad
Even
idea.
that's a lot of data. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Telling you, man.
I'm just trying to find the balance
Gotta
between
throw it-
usability and.
Gotta throw it in OpenSearch.
This is a weird one because it's not necessarily something that OpenSearch would be able to help with because it really is about it. I don't know. I looked into OpenSearch. It's just heavy. It's a big change, and
Yeah.
it would help with like the team search thing that I had mentioned, but it wouldn't help with this because this is about aggregating data across a number of different columns. Sorry, we're getting into the weeds here.
No.
We'll talk about it later.
I find it interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some of our viewers would care about that.
They just want it to be fast and they want it to look good. That's what they care about.
So they're high schoolers when it comes to going out with girls or boys.
Isn't that what everybody wants these days? Fast and have it to look good.
I guess so.
So Andrew.
Don't worry,
slow.
Brady.
I'm
Don't
so
worry.
slow.
Squidward would never know that anyway.
Oh, burn. Dang, he's 0 for 2, isn't he? It's rough.
He is.
Nick.
Nice.
All right.
Well, this looks great. This is nice.
Dude, no, it
to
does.
be able to chop it up like this. And I wasn't on the last call, but yeah, the UI, the new UI looks so good. And it's so smooth.
So the other thing, sorry, go ahead, Andrew, finish your thought.
No. That's the end of my thought.
Okay. Now, if you jump to the team builder, there are some changes there as well.
Uh-oh.
And this is probably a more controversial set of things. So, yep. I guess create a new team, Jeff.
Yeah. So, all
Whatever you
right,
want.
I can choose what format I want. We'll get into silver a little bit, so might as well start there. Standard format, right? Pulp, theme,
Yep.
Highlander. Yeah, we'll go standard. Name. Yeah. Tonight. Winner. All right, cool. Let's create it.
So, the first thing you'll notice is there's a whole bunch of like errors and warnings all over the place, and that's kind of one of the big changes recently. So, based on some recommendations by our judge staff, they recommended that we start enforcing some of these things that we haven't before, which is basically that every team actually has to have a character that isn't a bystander on your force, and it has to have at least one team. And so I think what had happened was a few people were showing up to these bigger events and they didn't have any maps, and so and they'd be like, oh well, I can play any map I want, right? And the judges are like, no, you have to specify the maps. And so now this
You
is
get
kind
no
of a
maps.
reminder, and then or people would be like, they wouldn't use all their sideline spots. Now there's like a warning that kind of reminds you, hey, you could fill this up. There's probably stuff you could throw on there. And so I think it's a little heavy-handed, but I'm still playing with this to see whether or not it's a good or bad change. I'm debating whether or not to like turn it off unless you're like tied into have your team tied into an event. But for now, I'm going to let it stand. And but would love to hear feedback from the community as to whether or not you find these warnings and these errors messages helpful, or whether or not it's just like a bunch of noise and you don't care.
I could easily say, as a member of the community, it makes sure that I don't do dumb things. I wish there was a way that we could put like a restriction on it. For example, I'm playing in an event tomorrow that says I must have a 150 point or more figure. I'd love to be able to put my own restriction in, or for an event that I could like tack a team onto a event and they had their own restriction put in.
Yeah, I've had a number of people ask about being able to like create custom formats. Mm-hmm. And it's unfortunately a little more tricky. It doesn't scale well. I haven't implemented the filtering mm-hmm. in a way that would facilitate that. So that would be something I have to kind of go back to the drawing books.
I would just assume, as long as it's something easy. Like I know some people love to do like weird, wacky ones where it's like everyone has to have a blue figure. No. They're just simple ones is what we can do.
I do feel like that's a big ask of Clay.
It is. It is.
It's a very large ask. But as it first presents and just looking at it as a player and as an organizer, no, I do feel it's helpful because I do get the players that show up to the events and I didn't write a map. And I'm like, well, this is like a high level event. Like, you didn't write a map. Your build sheet was legal, yes. However,
hope you go first every round.
Right. So
and so I mean it is funny that yes, a legal team has to have a map on it. So.
Does it?
And so you'll also see like there are some warnings. Yeah, so it does. A legal team requires a map.
That must be under like the tournament rules then.
Yeah, or no, I think it's in
the regular rules.
The regular rules. I can find it, but I'll look it up in a second. But the other thing is like if you're underbuilt, it'll remind you, hey, you actually have 5 points left. Keep building.
so all right. Top tier next level edition was like you have 5 points. Here are the top most played things.
AI
right?
suggestions. But now we gotta now Clay has to write his own AI program. That'd be crazy.
That seems more of a reasonable request than hey, make my custom event happen where I want blue shirts. Like no. Like here's 5 points. Here's the best played suggestions that would fit your team.
I mean, this would be really easy to do. Start off, go to the meta.
Oh no!
Or you could easily. I don't know if you can build. I don't know if it's actually going to be interesting, but you can build the team that is literally like just the hottest stuff right now, and we could try this and see where it takes us. I'm kind of curious.
It's so hot right now.
So go. So go to the meta page. And turn on.
Are we
silver
switching gears and talking about silver?
Yeah, so let's use this as a segue to silver. Let's see what is hot in silver right now.
Look, it's Beetlejuice.
But maybe we start off. Yeah, why don't we start off with with just the main force?
A little better.
It's Scott Porter.
Surprise, surprise.
But maybe where it's interesting is like the Spot or Colossus. So why don't we?
There you go.
Or we could start with Chair Panther.
So do you feel
all three of them are rulers? That's your freaking team right there, Colossus.
All right, so think about it. Is Chair Panther gonna make the difference in Silver Age when they have 2 additional slots? Is he gonna be as effective?
We can't have 2 Beetlejuices.
You also get an extra 100 points, so just build a 300-point team, and then 100 point of I don't give a crap, and that Panther could fit in that.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
most
you
people
can
are
also
gonna
remember you only half of those can be modern age too. So you can get rid of half their modern age sideline elements.
No
so let's start with
fortify.
Chair Panther. Okay, so go back to the team. And start with Chair, and then let's add Chair Panther to this team. You can actually type Chair Panther.
Wow.
Type Chair Panther.
You can type Chair Panther. No, just Panther.
Okay.
His name's not Chair Panther.
Did I spell it wrong?
No, his name's just Black Panther.
I thought I added aliases.
Unless you started adding keywords. Oh, do you?
So like if you do, I started adding like aliases. So if you do like
nice,
white shirt, you type white shirt.
No. Okay, that's great. That's so smart.
Nice. I thought I put in chair. Oh, maybe it's Throne Panther or something like that.
I've never heard anyone say throne. Getting all bougie in here using the word throne.
All right, let me see what I can figure out what's going on.
He's gonna update it on the fly.
Dude, he was doing that at the Adepticon event, weren't you?
Yeah.
All right, we got 30-point Chair Panther. Lego.
All right.
I feel like
so now go to suggest units or suggest teammates and see what it tells you to pick.
All selection.
So
Chair Panther doesn't have the pass keyword, does he?
Or you can just do main force. Start off with main force and see what.
Ruler Warrior, Andrew, is the other one.
That's right. Yes.
So there you go. So you could start adding these guys. Yeah. Right. So it's starting to look like Ruler is the one that people are going after.
Oh, let's go Saturnine. Oh.
I mean, I'll tell you what I'm building with.
Now I actually think there's an error. I think that I need to update HCUnits. I think I just saw that they added Saturnine to the restricted list. Is that right?
Yes.
So I think that's
a great move.
Out of date, yeah. I think it's out of.
Still, she gives you tarot cards. She's TK.
Isn't Scott Porter also on the restricted list?
That's what I'm saying. Is you can't play them both.
Well, why can't both of them be an option?
What do you mean?
I haven't chosen either.
You can choose one of them, but it's on they added her to the restricted list, and so she'll conflict with Scott Porter. Or Scott Porter will conflict with.
There you go. Yeah.
Saturnine.
As predicted. So is Saturnine better than Blackshirt Porter?
No.
Who do you want to go with?
Blackshirt Porter is probably our restricted figure.
I'm Carnage Silver Surfer all the way, baby.
He's not a ruler.
Killer. Oh, he isn't a ruler. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I forgot you guys were building.
We don't have to build theme.
Why not? It seems like if we're going around Black Panther chair, might as well.
It doesn't matter.
But then we can get the Apocalypse in here that gives everyone parry.
Yes. We're going Blades route?
Or Sicarian.
Like if we're going Sicarian, we're not going theme anyway. We're not building a warrior theme team. No, he's not.
Oh, that's right. We went with people that work well with Black Panther, not just rulers. Got it.
Yeah. So like I said, I don't see us going theme. We could, but
because if Chair Panther goes first, though, he can pick things that can get turned off before they get turned on?
Yes, like
Kython?
no.
Yeah, Kython he's not assigned during build during force construction, right? He's assigned at the beginning of the game.
You can't turn off Kython. I think the only thing you because there's a duration that
prevents him
starts,
from coming in,
and
right?
you can't.
But
yeah,
I thought
it prevent him
I
from
thought
coming
it was
in, but not the
if,
stats boost.
I thought it was though if you were
Right.
first player and you picked Kython, you can't assign him at all.
No, because he's
That's
assigned.
Not true.
He's assigned it during game setup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's also illegal in silver, so it's moot.
Oh, that makes sense then. Wait,
So
did
you're
they
really
ban him
only
in
playing
silver?
Black Panther to stop
Yeah, he's banned in silver.
Beetlejuice, correct?
Pretty much.
And maybe some butterfly options.
All right, Chair Panther is working. Try to give it a shot.
What am I doing again?
Search for Chair Panther.
Oh.
This guy, he's
There
like,
it is.
we have this feature. No, you don't. Now we do.
So this other panther sucks. This new Chair Panther I just collected or selected is way better. All right. So now we go find the new friends for this new Chair Panther, and look at that. It's way better than those other friends this guy had. Isn't also White Shirt restricted too? So
He is. Yeah.
and Venom is Venom Eggs restricted
No.
now? All right.
No.
I think Carnage Surfer is
I don't
on the
see-
restricted
He
list.
is restricted. Yes, he's restricted.
He's not top 10.
Let's
friend.
go. You know what I love? And this is kind of a shout out to Richard. Let's put in DJ Doom.
Get out of my head, bro.
DJ Doom slash.
Did you make sure his alias was DJ Doom?
DJ Doom is so good. And I feel like Richard has been playing this figure for as long as I can remember.
Richard Medina, isn't he like number 3 on the ELO or something right now?
Maybe.
I think so.
Because he burned my house down.
Wow.
Oh, damn. Too soon.
Da-da-ch.
All right.
Question for you, Clay. Do you know, on average, I don't know if you've had a chance to do this analysis, do you know on average how many points a typical silver team plays in equipment, whether it be free or otherwise, or free or paid for, like the total value of the equipment attached?
I don't know.
Hey, side note, does anyone else want to play Sakaran, Iron Man, and Sky Tyrant?
No.
We're just gonna go old school here.
No?
No, I don't want to play those. I want to play theme.
All right. Fine.
So let's see.
So we're rolling or no?
So
All
who
right.
does? Okay, so
Clauses?
who does? So Doom likes. It's interesting. Butterfly is so high up there still. I guess it's because Butterfly, you have just so many good silver options, right?
Yeah.
Plus your sideline's bigger. You can't Chair Panther everything. It is interesting in that I guess let's see.
Too many points.
Where's Darkseid?
Do you want to
Is
play
Darkseid
Darkseid?
no longer a threat? Nobody's worried about Darkseid. He's not
No,
banned, right? Nothing
Just
changed.
play Butterfly and bring in Griever.
But so that's why I imagine Butterfly is so high atop the list. But is that enough?
So how many Grievers do you have to play when they play their own Chair Panther?
And what if you
can't,
played?
because he's modern?
What if you played Chair Panther with?
You can't play Chair Panther and Darkseid.
Oh, all right. You're right. You're
Oh,
right.
because
Fair,
they're
fair.
modern. They're too modern. You're right.
Yeah. Don't worry,
You can
I
pick
already
an
tried to put that
older
team
one if
together,
you
and your beautiful site told me that I couldn't do that. I was like, oh my God, am I the first person to think of this? And I was like starting to put the team together. I was like, I am about to just destroy everybody. And then I put Darkseid on there, and I tried to put Chair Panther on, and it took me about 3 minutes to realize.
It said error, dummy.
I was already
error.
over my modern points. Yeah, it was like 1 of 1 modern units. And I was like, oh, okay.
Done.
But I don't think there's any. I don't think there's a surprise that Butterfly and DJ Doom are so high atop this list, because I think those are among the best options to deal with Darkseid.
Absolutely. You don't want to play a main force Griever.
No, you just do sideline Griever and just make Darkseid cry.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have to play Butterfly because you have to be ready for the Darkseid matchup. But you don't want to play main force.
You know
Griever.
who would else go good with this? Timebreakers. But I think they break theme, don't they?
That's right.
Unless we go Pog.
Yeah. Listen. All right. I'm gonna give you guys the hotness. Ever since they banned tarot cards and mission, not banned tarot cards, I'm sorry, they banned mission points. I've been looking for a way to execute my kill box again, where I like go up on points at the beginning of the game, like through healing, whatever. I was doing that with Indigo. Clay knows. Actually, all of you know. You were there.
Yes, thank you, asshole.
I was going up like 140 points by turn 2, and then everybody was coming to me, and I had a kill box. So the team that I've been building is with modern Yondu theme.
Yep.
And
blow up
he's
their
got
equipment.
a 4 through 6. Yeah, blow up their equipment 4 through 6. That's why I want to know what the average amount of equipment is per team. It doesn't even matter if it's free or not. But I'm estimating it's like
points.
between 40. Yeah, it's between 40 and 60 points.
Yeah.
And on a typical team, because there's so much free stuff. There's rings,
wait till
there's
lanterns
belts,
come out.
there's swords. I know it's going to be insane. And so if you go up, you even go up what?
So what I'm
10
hearing
points.
is for Silver Age, for Worlds, play Yondu.
See,
Let me
so you can also play Space Leo, and it has a similar effect. I would like
both.
Space Leo over Yondu, quite honestly.
See, I liked Space Leo, but I just think you have more options in terms of what you build with
Yondu has better keywords.
He has way better keywords. Where's the chat? Oh, there it is. All right, I'm going to send you this team up. Pop this up real quick. Now, this team has one weakness, which is the mirror match. The mirror match rails this team. But I like a couple of things on here. First of all, you have the Doom swap. So you get to kill their actions by going into Big Doom. Second of all, you have a Butterfly. So you're matchup proof against like Darkseid, and you have some other silver bullets. You have your kill box option with Carnage Silver Surfer. He's like real nice when they come to you. You have Super Scroll giving Yondu a 4 through 6 4 through 6 shape change, giving Per Degaton a 4 through 6 shape change. You have triple barrier on the team with Batman and Per Degaton. You have Collector, who is buffing your entire team, so your Carnage Silver Surfer's hitting for 5 twice. Yondu is a running shot 10 range triple target mind control with the Liar Ring. And Super Scroll is a charge giant reach 4 blades with Ares on the sideline. That's an Ares bomb if I've ever seen one.
Collector's buffing your damage?
Damage,
no attack, right?
No attack. No.
The attack is the hardest one to get.
Yeah, I don't have one of each.
You don't have the uncommon.
Yeah. I could sneak in I could figure out an uncommon, but I don't have one. And it's not worth it. But the Super Scroll giant reach 4 with a free longsword, chef's kiss. It's so nice.
Dude, yeah. All right, we're cooking.
Actually, I forgot. You have 4 barriers. Actually, that's just barriers free for 1 marker, so never mind. But yeah, I feel like this slaps. If I was going to Silver Worlds, this is what I'd be playing.
Is the stop sign still banned?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Rightfully so. Oh, so he
100%.
doesn't have double barrier. He doesn't have double barrier. Okay, he just has single barrier. Maybe not.
Hopefully
with
they
Blank.
never
Maybe
bring
he's-
back the stop sign.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
so
he's not
I-
my prime. But
I
having a
remember at
boot is real nice.
Worlds, they said to keep onto your constructs and rings.
Yes, because I heard that you're going to be able to play. You're going to be able to use your BTU rings for the new lantern set or something like that.
That'd be cool.
That'd be very cool.
I don't know that for a fact, but they were talking about it on a couple of other podcasts.
As someone who doesn't have
I cheat on you
any
guys.
longer, I really hope they don't.
Well, Clay, we could always just buy a lot of BTU, I guess.
I got some extra rings for you, buddy.
I really, really hope they don't, because this is the type of thing where, as a player who is basically a new player, if it becomes a competitive element of the game, I'm locked out for years. I'm not going to go back and hunt down all those rings and all those constructs again. And most of that product is sold out. It doesn't make sense. It's not a good business decision to rely so heavily on that. So I hope they don't do that.
Fair.
Nice.
Maybe I should ditch. Maybe I think Black Lantern, Lantern Batman might be the weakest link on this team. It does give you 3 Green Lantern team abilities potentially if you need them.
Let's be honest.
You're not really
Green
going.
Lantern team TA is pretty good.
Yeah, you're not really. You don't necessarily need to go anywhere with this team because the idea is go up on points, have them come to you, and then just Death Star them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
this is similar to what I played at. This is, thematically, it's similar to what I played last year at the HeroClix for Huntingtons, and I think I got knocked out by Scott Crampton. It was a very close game. He beat me on a last roll where he needed a 10 or higher with my prop. So, but the you can look it up. I think if you go to events.
Events.
The events. Yep. And so in fact, search for H. So now
H?
4H.
4H?
H4H.
H4H. Should bring it up.
You know what? I'm definitely going to drop that blank.
I guess that's this year.
Batman.
Search for
Oh,
rock, I guess. A past. I'm just going to do rock. All right. I guess it's,
Wait, there's a lot of damn events on this.
there are now.
I
didn't have the event system. I hadn't created the event system a year ago. Damn it. Here, I'll send a link.
All right. So you were playing. What was Scott Crampton playing? Do you remember?
Mystical with Agatha.
Gotcha.
I think she's now banned, right?
I think
She
her
is.
and
yeah.
what's her face, Scarlet?
Let's see where I can go to the chat.
Side note: have you guys seen Copycat?
Dude,
The
she's so good.
15-point pog that's worth the entirety of the
Yeah,
5.
she's very good.
My God, she's
Oh, there you go.
so
I recognize.
good.
Well, I recognize
It's
the
unthemed.
Demon in Armor, Harry Leland.
Yeah.
Oh,
but,
I
but if
remember
you
this. Oh,
if
you
you
put
see, that's
yourself
one of the
in
Boxing ring.
boxing game.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
Nice.
and what makes this so good is it I realized that what people do is they put their terrain in your boxing ring, but I had a setup so that like I could just run in with Kong, pick up one item, and then Quake, and it clears out all. And so they would put all their terrain in my boxing ring, and then I would go and turn it into debris, and now I have places to hide. And nobody saw it coming. I did it every single game. And then this team is just so hard to touch.
Well, it doesn't matter what's in the boxing ring, right? Well, if they put blocking, sure, whatever, right? Well, actually, can you put blocking terrain on special terrain?
You can put
No.
Yeah, because
No,
it's
right?
not actually.
So. Can you?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Okay.
Because it's not actually. It's not a. It's or well. That's I guess I'd have to look. It's a weird one because
I was gonna say because I thought blocking terrain couldn't go on any of that. Maybe that
does violate. Does that violate the rule of?
Nobody
brought it up.
I think it violates the rule of occupancy.
It's weird because special terrain.
Clay, you would have won.
The rules around special terrain are very, very. They're weird because it's not a terrain. It's not actual terrain.
True.
I'd have to look it up, and it's because it's like so old. There's not a lot of rules around it. Anyways, regardless, though, what makes this great is you put Khonshu on Kong, and if you get all that debris, and now Kong's in stealth. He's a colossal in stealth.
Yeah,
and so then you put a Wendigo. You put a Wendigo and a Tri-Sentinel or a Kong in every corner, and then you put your guys in the middle, and you can't be bounced out. So it's such a puzzle. Like you can't, like Harry Leland shuts down pretty much all of your Colossal Retaliators. You can't retaliate against this. Watcher's giving everybody a 20 defense or higher. It's a very, very tough team to deal with. It's interesting. It should be. Oh, sorry. I couldn't play the tarot deck. This team's still very good. And I was worried that the Chair Panther would hurt it, because it would get rid of Khonshu, but that's not a thing. So Chair Panther doesn't hurt this team at all.
Yeah, darn, you lose a Mutt's Tomb. It's horrible.
And maybe Absorbing Man.
Like you're sitting, and basically people have to roll an 11 or a 12 to hit, to hit this team. You can't knock them out of the ring.
Is Leo's roll? It's where you both roll, and if you roll higher, right?
Yeah. Yes. So you only have a slightly less than 50% chance, which is better than Yondu if you're not themed.
If you're not, yes. If you're
what I really like about Space Leo, they both have leadership, but Leo can fly, and so he can carry people, and he has a much better.
Leo's range. Not a flyer.
Yeah, it says he can use the flight ability.
Well, that's different than the flight symbols.
Sorry, flight. He doesn't have the flight symbol, but flight grants carry.
With the new rules updated.
Right. Yeah.
So
I like it.
And
you have 10 points less in equipment too than my team. So I need to drop 10 points in equipment. By the way, I just changed the team, so now I have Copycat on there.
Anyways, so this was very good.
There you go.
I think I
makes up for the lack of barrier.
I definitely, stumped a handful of players. So, anyways, but yeah, think about it.
I like it.
Because the big thing is you can't pulse wave it. It's very, very hard to pulse wave. You can't just like drop ship and attack it. And anybody comes close to you and you beat the hell out of them because like you have two Wendigos and a Kong. Yeah. And they just level that team.
Plus one to your attack in the ring too.
Yeah. And they can't increase their combat values or their attack. They can't increase attack.
And then you emo mod down one defense.
You played similar teams to this before, Andrew. So, anyways.
Oh yeah.
That's this team's still very good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it
But
looks good. I like the Harry Leland and the Demon in Armor. I didn't even think
I
about
love
it.
Harry Leland.
I feel like teams are neutered so hard when their equipment gets stripped that like I wasn't even worried about defense.
I mean, how many people are using the universal weapon just to kind of make their TKs?
Yeah,
exactly.
It screws up so many teams. It's such a strong spoiler, and it even if it's only effectively a 50% chance.
Right.
Like I mean, there were games where I was up 50 points before anybody even taken an action.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
I mean, to Patrick's point though, like even if let's say you hit 2 out of 5 and one of them's a universal weapon and one of them's I don't know
motorcycle.
What's another critical something that's enabling your move and attack. You're screwed.
Yeah. And you know what the worst thing is?
Screwed. Or your cloak on your Saki Iron Man.
Here's the worst thing is that I don't even know if you knew about this, Andrew. With the new Caps Kooky quartet that just came out, Yondu's now an Avenger. Because he's passed.
Oh yeah.
It's wild.
I love it.
That guy just gets on. He just gets on the teams, and now you're just like, oh look, I have all these pluses. So not only do I screw your equipment because I'm at 50% chance of destroying any of it, I'm also effectively a better fighter.
Hey,
nice.
Yeah, my problem with Silver is
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Like, there's too many teams that where you can win. You have a high probability of winning a game without ever making a single attack roll. Like I almost want to say, if you're making attack rolls, you're doing it wrong in Silver, which is such a bummer to say, but it's almost true. It was definitely true for Tri-Sentinel. Like
yeah,
and it's almost true for this team. But it's and
hey, look it. Listen,
so
I'm trying to incite.
It was the case for Apocalypse. Apocalypse didn't make attack rolls.
He did not.
That's true.
Or sorry, Dark Side. I mean,
Dark Side. Yeah.
Hey,
if you can find a team that can wipe out another team without attack rolls, you're in pretty good shape.
Hey, I'm on the boat of make Shredders great again. All right, let's go.
I want to fight. I just want it on my terms.
Yes, 100%. If you can play a dice game,
you come
and
over,
not roll dice, you're doing great.
Attack, and then I just go to town. Anyway, you heard it here, kids. Yondu's amazing. Play him in Silver. I'm turning into a pumpkin. I gotta go. Great talking to you.
All right.
We pretty much covered
it. Good night, bud.
See you, Andrew.
Night, Andrew.
Later, homies.
I think we pretty much covered everything. Was there anything else?
Well, we destroyed Silver Age for the better or not. Make sure you guys keep a lookout this week for all of the Smash and Destroys previews that are dropping, right?
We'll knock that out next time.
We definitely knock that out next time. I can tell you already, I'm really excited for one figure, and I got to see it. It was Rhino. I'm a big Sinister Syndicate junkie. So all you fans out there want to hear my Sinister Syndicate, hot takes, I'll let you know next week.
I want to say, we didn't get a Rhino in the last set, did we?
We did not.
It's wild. How do we not get a Rhino in a Spider-Man set?
I don't know, but the fact that they continued the trend that because he's Sinister Syndicate, he gives other Sinister Syndicates charge, it's awesome.
There you go.
That's cool.
I
think it was because he doesn't have super senses and shape change. They couldn't put him in the set.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He wasn't broken enough.
I'm so sick of super sense and shape change. I'm still scarred from that set. Oh my god.
Dude, you know what set scarred me on super senses was when Wonder Woman first came out and they changed the rules. And then everything was like 4 through 6. I was like, dude, F this game.
Yeah.
It's garbage. But here I am, how many years later, still playing.
Tis true, my friend. Tis true.
So did Jeff end up buying the Captain America shield? Survey says yes. and he was very happy with it.
Of course,
I think
he
I
did.
saw a collector team at the top of your team's page there,
I did.
Jeff. So
You did. I think that was Ryder because he builds more teams than me. But I also came up on this pretty cool guy in Iron Man suit.
What is that one?
It's a shape change one.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, I like shape change. Shape change is good. I have the question mark one wild card. I got the EE. I think that's the other one. The flight one that you were talking about, the one that gives you flight, right? That seems interesting.
The magic carpet. The magic carpet is one of the better ones, I think,
Because it gives you +1 movement versus the toughness, right? I don't really care about toughness.
Yeah, no one really cares about toughness. I don't know why people are really excited about Ethereum armor. There's going to be better ways of getting a damage reducer. Who cares? But giving someone a combat symbol change and a static +1 is really good.
Yeah, I think the +1's solid. Flight, yeah. It's probably the last one I want. I don't know what else. We talked about the perplex, the psyop one, right? From the Psy Spider-Man from that one. Apparently I missed the boat on all the chase boosters.
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of Spider-Man. Like, I don't even think we got any in town, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
So, or at least we got one and it hasn't been, I don't think the event came out yet. So
we'll see. But yeah, that's all I got, dude. I'm excited to play a little more HeroClix. What is it? May 3rd, free comic book day. We got Clicks League West month 4.
I believe
Nice.
so. That's cool.
If you guys want to come up and hang out, we got a lot of cool pricing. Not only just for clicks, but for free comic book day, there's gonna be a lot of giveaways.
Okay.
We don't have any idea what the free comic book day unit is.
There is not one.
There is not one. All right, so we know exactly what it is.
It's nothing.
It's
Well,
nothing.
As far
you'll
as
like
my
it.
buddy who orders Diamond for me, he said that he didn't see anything.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'm not
It's kind of
surprised.
been- yeah.
It's always hit or miss. It's like they'll do it for a couple years and then they won't. Then they'll do it for a couple years. Like I didn't get my Harley Quinn ones till like 6 months after free comic book day. It was like kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that's kind of pointless.
Yeah. Well, I was nice enough to print up little tickets and you could redeem them for Harley Quinn once they came in.
Okay.
Very nice.
I know. I was thoughtful. Well, I guess that's it. It's before 10 o'clock. Look at us being done early.
I mean, look at us being
Woohoo.
like we're not responsible people, folks, but we managed to pull off responsibility tonight. You know, it happens.
Hey,
You guys are just trying to get me to go back to working on HCUnits. I know how this is.
I don't know what you're talking about, Clay. I mean, the people have spoken.
No, dude, Clay, we always appreciate what you do. Like the new updates, the streamlining, everything. Like you always take the fans' suggestions into account when you're updating, kind of building new things. And I can tell, and I think like we all appreciate it, and like it really shows that you care what we
Thanks,
think.
Jeff.
So yeah, no, it definitely it's a fan creation, but a love interest of your own.
Aww.
Slowly getting better. Getting better every day, or at
There you
least
go.
every few weeks.
Hey, that's all you can do. That's all you can do, little bit by little bit.
I like the concept a few weeks.
All right, you cool cats and kittens. That's all we got. Until next time, don't forget to practice rolling your dice.
Good night.